Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Neyssa with Expansive Taste. Here we expand our realities to ultimate greatness and learn to receive the best out of life. So I have had this idea, this thought that came to me because of many reasons. But I'm sharing it with you guys in this way because I'm not sure how this can be executed. So I'm asking you for help. I'm asking, what kind of elements am I missing when it comes to coming to a conclusion? Or like, why is this thing possible? Or how can we make this thing possible? What makes it impossible? Why hasn't it been done? Yeah, I just need some insight because what I have thought about why isn't there, or maybe there is, I guess I didn't do the search, but as far as I know, there isn't something called maternity insurance. And of course, the patriarchy, of course there wouldn't be anything called maternity insurance. um but okay, so this problem came because I actually like have a financial advisor, and one of the things that he sold me on was something like income protection. Hold on, it's looking a little dusty. Okay, much better. One of the things he sold me on was income protection, and pretty much what that means is that I was paying a certain amount of money per month, and what that did was it provided me a certain kind of security. It was an insurance kind of policy where if I were to get sick or injured, or in any way be unable to work, I could file a claim and they would pay me a certain amount for a couple years. And, the money I was putting in would be enough for me to make like a 2-year claim and get $2,000 a month. And so the problem with that is that I, as I was asking more questions, like I was paying it for, I paid like over $100 a month for like a couple for like 2 years probably until I was just like, why am I doing this? But I asked more questions and I was just getting more uncomfortable with like the answers. And so like one of the things that I could not be comfortable with is that I have to bet on the possibility of me being very sick or injured in order to benefit from this thing. Um, and it's either that or I would pretty much have to commit fraud in order to have a benefit from this thing. And then, like, it seemed very wrong to me that this wasn't just something that would be available to multiple kinds of situations where like I literally have to be on my deathbed or have a psychotic breakdown for multiple years in order to qualify for something like the benefits of income protection. And there are many reasons why I ended up quitting that. But I did ask him, like, if I were to become pregnant and I wanted like something like maternity leave, like, could this be something? Could I make a claim for that? Because obviously, like I would imagine that after having birth, that would be maybe a reason enough to be able to make a claim because obviously I'm going to be out of work for a couple who knows how long. And I know I personally want to raise my kids at home and not have to depend on daycares. And so I thought like, hey, like wouldn't it be great if I could file the claim in order to have my kids like, in order to have like the paychecks come, that be something steady I can rely on. And he said that this wasn't possible. This income protection did not actually protect people from just common kind of situations, like a woman just wanting to take a break from work so that she can tend to her family. Like that's not available. Yet I have to get cancer or just like be deemed unfit to work in order to get a benefit from this. So after that, I just knew it wasn't worth my time. And like, what was I supposed to do? Like manifest a terrible illness so that I could take a break from work? Nah, that's not at all what I want. And I'm not gonna commit fraud. I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. I'm not gonna commit fraud. Even though some people would say, hey Neyssa, you're dumb. You should have just done what you could do. You should have just taken advantage of the system that is set against you. But I do think something like maternity leave kind of insurance would be an amazing thing that could be done, an amazing thing that could happen. And I'm not like a finance girly, but to my understanding, when it comes to insurance, what they do is that they take the money that you give them every month and then they invest that into like stocks and whatever, and they turn everyone's hundreds into thousands and hundreds of thousands, and it's like they have the money, and I'm not sure if it would be that much of a loss for them to actually like pay people out when they invest in the stocks for them, or when they give them the money for them to invest the stocks and like grow the money or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure the money is there. The money is there. That's all I know. The money is there. They just don't want to give it to people. Or they want to bet on you losing your life, being on your deathbed. Anyways, but yeah, I think it would be more valuable to people, to women, to families in general if something like maternity insurance was like available. Like, I feel like a lot of people would be willing to put $100 a month or even like $200 a month to make sure that when they're ready to have children, they can take a couple years off of work and have that check come in so they don't have to struggle so much financially. Like, it would be an amazing thing if we were incentivized to actually care for our families and not have to struggle so much or worry so much about money, when we really should be focusing like on building this community and keeping it strong, and I don't know, not letting it be overtaken and just like damaged by whatever the people at the top who want to make the most money want to do. They want to drain you from all the money that they can get out of you, all the energy they can get out of you, control you, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, they just hate us. They hate us. They don't care about us. They don't, yeah. But at least maybe they could decide, hey, it actually would be profitable to help families. It would be profitable for us to have these people give us $100 a month so that we can ensure that this woman gets to take 5 years off of work so she can be there for her kids, at least for 5 years at home. You know, of course, I'm not saying that we should all just like be, I don't know, if you want to be a stay-home mom for the rest of your life, then whatever, do your thing. I think that's amazing and so fun, so great. I don't like to work, but yeah, but the option would be nice. The option would be nice for at least a few years out of our lifespan. Like, I know a lot of us, we it's not realistic for us to be able to always have like a one income family for a whole 20, 30 years. Like, it could just be 5 years, and that will be enough. That will be enough for us to not be so stressed out, and for mothers of young children to be able to focus on their families and know that there is like income coming from them, like not just them depending on their husbands or their husbands having to take all the financial burden, but they know that because they paid for this insurance plan, they have a way of bringing money in. Maybe there's another name for this kind of insurance. I don't know. I'm not a finance girly, so I'm not sure exactly what this thing could be called. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Like, what can you buy like at the age of 18 that could help you retire for a couple few years, by the time you're like 25 or by the time you're 30? Like, what is it? What is it called? Is it called just rich parents trust funds? I don't know. But there's got to be something. There's got to be something available where if you want, you can you can just be home. You can focus on taking care of your family, taking care of your kids. I keep saying that, but that's literally one of the most important things you can do for young children. I know this kind of thing is possible. So how do we make it happen? What kind of things are available right now for us to get to that stage, without us committing some sort of like insurance fraud or whatever. But yeah, help me brainstorm. Maybe I'm gonna start a nonprofit or whatever where we can all invest and we can all share our monies and help, take turns letting women retire for a couple years so they can focus on whatever they need to focus on with their recovering bodies, with their young children, with everything that comes with motherhood, especially when you have like young children. Like, you know, I think it would be great to start some sort of program where we can put our monies together and yeah, make it grow and just take turns. My turn to take a 3-year break, your turn to take a 3-year break. Oh, you're pregnant, it's your turn. Let's just share the resources, you know? Yeah, so that's all, beautiful people. Thank you so much for making it to this point of the video. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Give me your ideas, your suggestions. Yeah, I know it's possible. So that is all, beautiful people. I send you my love. Mwah, bisous.